All right, so in this video, we're gonna walk through how you can generate LinkedIn ads with AI. We're gonna walk through a ChatGPT example, and I'll even have prompts that you can copy paste for your own ads. Now let's just dive right in. I'm gonna start by just showing you a couple examples of images that I've generated recently. Here's two that I generated for our company. These were kind of the first two that I generated. I had ChatGPT come up with the headlines, any of the copy and the images. It pulled in this visual, it made it up itself. It generated the call to action button and then put our company's name here in the corner. I asked it twice and it came up with two very similar versions. You can tell the copy is different. I went on to tell it to generate me some innovative and disruptive ideas, and you can see how it came up with some kind of creative angles. I love the piggy bank example, stop wasting ad spend, start closing deals, maximize ROI with every dollar. All right, but now the best part of this video is going to be you learning how to generate your own images with ChatGPT. So I have a copy paste prompt here that I'm just going to grab here to start with, and then we'll talk through it. I have a whole blog post here that you can go to get all these prompts. I'll paste that below. But I'm gonna paste this prompt here and then we'll talk about it. So my prompt starts with, act like a LinkedIn advertising expert. I love telling ChatGPT to be a persona. Generate me some number of LinkedIn ads. Sometimes I'll say 2 or 3 if I want different ones to split test. It does take a while to generate these images, so I usually recommend start with 1, get it to a good place, and then generate more, including ad body copy and ad headline, and generate an image for each. Use copywriting techniques like AIDA. IDA stands for attention, interest, desire, and action. It's a common copywriting kind of formula or technique, just to give it some directions on the copywriting. Understand the audience's pain points, the company's differentiators, features, and benefits. Be specific, differentiated, and compelling in the ad copy. These are all kind of best practices or things that I would tell one of our copywriters. So I'm gonna use Salesforce here as an example. I think it helps to give it some context on who you're advertising to so that it might pull in imagery from those industries. I wanna tell it what style of ad to create. We can definitely go the professional polished route. I really love to do the disruptive and innovative route because it provides some really good ideas, or that's one of the best things about ChatGPT is helping provide some ideas that maybe I like one of those ideas and I wanna run with it. I like to give it the specific branding to use. Otherwise, I find it can be random in the branding it uses. You saw those other examples where our logo is incorrect. So you can give it specific hex values, and you can even tell it the specific fonts to use. I think this is awesome because just like you would in Canva, select the font and select the colors, give it the specific value so it leaves less up to guessing and it might come back with a wrong image. And then I noticed, so using Salesforce as the example here, their AI features had this exciting purple color throughout, so I'm telling ChatGPT to use that as well. You can tell it the size of the image you want to generate. I'm going to start with a square here, and then the CTA button, what do I want that to be? Let's say try for free. Next are the rules section. This is where I'm putting in kind of what I know works best for LinkedIn ads. You want to limit the text in the image to less than 50% of the image. You can see here, this is probably maximizing it to 50% of the image. Maybe I want to go a bit lower to make it a little bit more punchy. Let's do 30%. Use a highly eye-catching and extremely relevant visual to draw the eye in and lead them to the CTA. Other times you might say, use a person that represents the target industry. I really like doing that because that always gets people's attention, is visuals of themselves. Tell it the image orientation square. Use a hook that grabs attention. Again, copywriting is very important. The words we use are very important. Clear value proposition, persuasive CTA, limit the text. I think I have that twice. Let's take that out. All right, so this one here, you can see the last one that it generated. Some of the text went over the visual. It did seem to try to make it stand out a little bit, but that doesn't look great. And also the Salesforce, it's hard to tell here, but that font, that logo is just off just enough that I can tell that. So I find it's better to give it the logo that you want to use, upload that file, and then it'll use that exact logo, and then it looks a lot better. So now I'm on the Salesforce website. I'm just gonna copy this image, jump back over to ChatGPT, and then paste this image in here. You can see the logo's in there. And then I'm gonna say, as a rule, use the logo file attached for Salesforce. All right, so let's create another one. I changed the style to disruptive and innovative. And here I'm gonna say, use a person that represents the target industry. So now let me give it an industry, mid-market manufacturing companies that might have a specific visual. So now I'm gonna send this to ChatGPT and let's see what it generates. The one downside of this is it does take a while to generate these images, maybe because so many people are using this at the same time. Also, this algorithm is probably a lot more in depth, so that's why it takes a while. So sometimes I'll set it to generate and then I'll go do something else and then I'll come back later to see what it came out with. All right, and here's what it came out with. So we have this image here. We can see somebody with a hard hat on in the background. He definitely looks like he's in a factory. You can see a gear back here. And the ad says, crush sales targets with AI, built for manufacturing. Try for free, Salesforce. So overall, I think this is a great ad. It's very punchy and clear. I think it misses maybe the CRM portion. I think that could be a little bit more clear and direct in the image, because AI built for manufacturing could be anything. Sales AI could be anything. But the logo is a lot better because I gave it the logo file to use here. This kind of shows how you can generate very personalized images, especially for every industry. And I think that's one of the most powerful things here. I could take a winning ad and then generate it 50 times for 50 different industries, and then let ChatGPT generate visuals that represent that industry. And then going back to LinkedIn, I can create industry specific campaigns and then match up my ad creative very closely with the industry that I'm targeting. And then that's going to improve your performance by so much, because when people see themselves in the newsfeed, that's when they're going to stop and read it and more buy into your image and in your ad and click through to learn more. All right, so that's kind of the quick tutorial. Now I'm going to jump back and explain this prompt a little bit more to you. So starting up at the top of this blog post, the things that you want to plan as you approach this is, who's my target audience? What's my goal of this ad? Is it lead gen? Am I looking to drive visits to my website? Am I looking to raise brand awareness? These are all very different types of ads, and ChatGPT will generate different things. And then in the target audience, this is where you can tell ChatGPT who the target audience is, so that it can pull in relevant visuals that represent that audience. What are the pain points? What are the desired outcomes? What's the call to action you want to use? This will help guide the copy that it generates for your image. Next, jumping down, I do have some prompts for just copy if you want that, just images if you want that. But then getting into the image portion, we wanted to let it know what's the theme of the image to generate. There's so much different things it can generate. I could tell it a visual style. Definitely some ads might be more clean, modern, maybe professional versus more disruptive or innovative images. I really like to use ChatGPT for more of the innovative, disruptive images, because it's great at coming up with new ideas or different things that maybe I wouldn't think of out of the box. I do recommend give it the exact branding that you want to use, the exact hex codes, so that, or otherwise you might get colors back that you didn't expect, or fonts that you didn't expect, and then you're like, oh, this doesn't look like our branding. So tell it the exact branding to use. Now you can tell ChatGPT the exact text you want to use. So if you already know what's the copy you want to use, you can tell it and it'll put it into the image. And then whatever visuals you want it to be using, again, if there's something specific you want to make sure it uses exactly, be sure to upload that as a file and attach it to the prompt. Next is giving it rules. So this is where I'm pulling in my knowledge of LinkedIn ads, and I do have a good prompt here for you to copy paste with some initial rules. There might be other things that you're looking for your specific ad that you might want to customize here, but use a hook that grabs attention so that your ads get seen, get clicked on. Use a clear value proposition, use a persuasive CTA, limit the text in the image to less than 50%. Otherwise, I've seen some of them with just like very text heavy. I think ChatGPT thinks LinkedIn ads need to be very text heavy, and B2B marketing needs to be very text heavy. And that's definitely a stereotype of B2B marketing. Use a highly eye-catching and extremely relevant visual to draw the eye in and lead them to the CTA. So sometimes you can give it this and then see what it comes up with, or like you saw that I changed it to say, hey, use a picture of a person that represents this target industry. You can swap that for something else like that. I have some more info on things you might think about, of ways you might use this for more A/B testing. But then down here's the prompt that you can copy paste that I just used, and then you can use this for your own prompts. So feel free to come to this blog post. It's on our website, speedworksocial.com/generate LinkedIn ads with AI. I'll leave that link below too. Feel free to grab that. These are some more innovative and disruptive ads. And then here's another Salesforce one that I like that even brought in the Salesforce character. So to cap this off, let's do one more example together that I'll walk you through here. Now let's say we want to do HubSpot. I'm going to come over here to HubSpot. I'm going to grab the image. Let's jump back over to our ChatGPT. I'm going to paste that image in there, and then let's grab our prompt again. And then I'm going to paste this prompt down here. So act like an advertising expert. Let's update our company to HubSpot. HubSpot.com. Let ChatGPT know who this company is so they can pull in the right ones. All right, so VP of sales at mid-market manufacturing companies. Let's now say CMOs of software companies. Let's say we want to promote HubSpot's new AI features. Let's go to find those. Let's promote the new AI features in HubSpot. Let's tell the prompt. Style, let's keep it with disruptive and innovative. Let's see if there's a Breeze logo that I should be using. There we go, let's use that. Branding, incorporate colors. So let's go get the colors. So I'm coming over here to HubSpot, and I like to use this color dropper extension because this just makes it very easy. Boom, I got the orange color. What else does HubSpot use? Let's get a darker color. And it's exciting. What is this? This is like a pinkish purplish. And now let's find its fonts that it uses. Lexandeca, that seems to be the main font, okay. Often, if I'm uploading multiple, I'm going to tell HubSpot which one's which so that it picks the right one. Okay, let's see if it gets a person again, and maybe the next one will do a more abstract one. All right, and here's what it came up with. Marketing chaos out, AI power in. All right, I think that's pretty interesting. I like how it has a person looking directly at the camera. That makes for a very eye-catching image. I think there's more we could do with the hooks here. I probably need to get a little more direction around like what the specific angle I want it to take. I like how it has both logos. I don't know if I like the alignment of them totally, so I see some opportunities to re-prompt, but overall it's like a starting point. Like, I think this is actually like very good. Maybe I can go more specific in the different industries or type of industries I want to target and then have more relevant people. Let's do another one of these and do a more abstract image, and let's see what it comes up with. Okay, I'm just repasting the prompt down here, and instead of the person, let's tell it to use So let's use abstract imagery that illustrates the CRM benefits with AI. So let's see what it comes up with. All right, so it came up with this logo here. Don't love it because it's not like very specific. It doesn't really convey the point that I was hoping for. So let's try one more time, and I'm gonna give it the actual image from HubSpot and Breeze that I wanna use. Again, I'm gonna paste my prompt down here. And then let's say I'm going to grab one of these from the landing page. Again, I can grab any of these, but for simplicity, let's just grab this one. Paste that there. Copy image. So just because these came in a different order. Generate. I often like to give it like more directions to see, give it some bounds. When it's like not creating what I want, I usually then change my prompt and try to give it more directions or figure out what I'm looking to get out of ChatGPT. All right, here's what it came out with. I put the screenshot right here in the middle of it. I love the background, just blends perfectly with the graphic. That actually would be hard, like very hard to do otherwise. I need to like play with my gradients, get them just right so it blends with the rest of the image. You can see we have our logos here. That's great. They're a little tight down there in the bottom with all of them be together, but I think that works out. And then just transform your CRM with AI. Maybe there's more compelling or specific hook we use, but I think that's a really good start. So this just kind of shows you could like just take your UI screenshots, dump them into ChatGPT, and then quickly generate product ads on LinkedIn. Very good, very powerful for B2B SaaS companies. Product ads are great. This is a way to iterate very fast with them. Dump them in here. All right, let's do a quick run through on how you can generate LinkedIn ads with ChatGPT. So I'll share the link to the blog post where you can get the prompts and try them for yourselves. Would love to see what you guys generate. Feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn, share what you've generated, and if you have any other thoughts or questions, feel free to reach out there. But I'll be sharing more videos, but you can check our channel for more videos about LinkedIn ads and about AI. But that's what we got for you today. So good luck and happy generating.